Hello everyone, welcome to my video. Today is Monday the 20th of January 2020. My name is Dan Kita from Thailand. In this video, I like to talk about the true Dharma or Nirvana for only people who have the most wisdom. If you are a real person who wants to attain Nirvana in this life, you have to listen to me early, because I have attained Nirvana for past 16 years. I'm ready to help everyone on this earth attain Nirvana in this life as well. I'm ready, but are you ready? It's up to you. The topic to speak in this video is what does the Buddha teach. The story I will say the following, or everything I have already said. I want you to understand about the first idea or thought process, because the idea is the heart of quenching suffering. If anyone can know their own thoughts, that means you find a way to end of all suffering, not you more to subtly than this. Please bear in mind. From now on, I like to talk about what does the Buddha teach. Listen to me, please. No matter how many times we die, this body will die. But the mind won't die. The mind will reincarnation in a new body, which the new body may not be a human. It may be an animal, maybe a devil, etc. When we die and be born again, then we die and be born again. This is the cycle of death and reincarnation. Achieving Nirvana can stop the cycle of death and reincarnation forever. Nirvana is eternal immortality. This is the reason we have to attain Nirvana in this life. Please take a look on this chart. The ultimate wisdom in Buddhism, we study only the subject of the mind. We did not study about human existence. Listen to me. The life which is still alive is representative of the mind. So the mind is the life. The mind or life cannot be controlled. Again, the life which is still alive is representative of the mind. So the mind is the life. The mind or life cannot be controlled. Please take a look. In this talk, I say what does the Buddha teach. You know, the Buddha taught people attain nirvana in this life. Achieving nirvana is the end of all suffering because there's no cause to be born anymore. Can you understand me? The Buddha taught people attain nirvana in this life. Achieving nirvana is the end of all suffering because there is no cause to be born anymore. Can you understand me? If you want to attain nirvana in this life, you have to listen to me only. Because I have attained nirvana for past 16 years, I'm ready to help everyone on this earth attain nirvana in this life as well. Attain nirvana is very easy. Can you understand me? Don't make meditation and mindfulness training categorically. Can you understand me? If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, you have to listen to me only. The ultimate wisdom in Buddhism is mean listening only. When you listen to me, you must try to understand and consider as long as I said over and over again until it goes deep into your heart. Then you will understand it. The correct Dharma practice in Buddhism, it doesn't mean meditation. It doesn't mean mindfulness practicing. It doesn't mean mindfulness training. The correct Dharma practice in Buddhism is listening only and try to understand every story I convey and try to consider along as I said over and over again until it goes deep into your heart. Then you understand it, and finally you will have the opportunity to attain nirvana in this life. You know, the Buddha taught people attain nirvana in this life. The Buddha taught people attain nirvana in this life. Can you understand me? The Buddha taught people attain nirvana in this life. Achieving nirvana is the end of all suffering because there is no cause to be born anymore. Can you understand me? Don't be afraid of death. You must afraid of reincarnation. You must afraid of be born again. Don't be afraid of death because we are exactly die. Don't be afraid of death. Don't be afraid of death because we are exactly die. Can you understand me? When we die, we must not be born anymore. When we die, we must not be born again. Can you understand me? The Buddha taught people attain nirvana in this life. Nothing more to study than this. You know. Let's suppose that for understanding each other. Let's suppose that for understanding each other. You know, what you see now, what you see now, what you see now In the reality of true Dhamma, you see in the way you see, and as you see. What you see now, it doesn't mean a man. It doesn't mean anything. You see in the way you see. But we were taught to believe. What you see now, it means a man. It means a man standing. The word a man standing, it means the meaning of the fictional language. Can you understand me? What you see now is without fictional language. You see in the way you see. You hear in the way you hear. This is true Dhamma in Buddhism. What you see now is really, and what you hear now, what you see and hear now is really. What you see and hear now is really. This is true Dhamma in Buddhism. It's very easy to understand. If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, you must try to understand this story as much as possible and consider along, as I said over and over again, until it goes deep into your heart. Then you will understand it. Can you understand me? You know, as I told you, as I told you, no matter how many times we die, this body will die. But the mind won't die. The mind will reincarnation in a new body, which the new body may not be a human. It may be an animal, maybe devil, etc. When we die and be born again, then we die and be born again. This is the cycle of death and reincarnation. Achieving nirvana can stop the cycle of death and reincarnation forever. Nirvana is eternal immortality. This is the reason we have to attain nirvana in this life. Can you understand me? You know. Let's support. First understanding temporary communication in this talk. Let's suppose first understanding communication temporarily in this talk. What you see now is mean a man. What you see now is mean a man standing. What you see now is mean a man standing. Let's support first understanding communication temporarily in this talk. Can you understand me? But in the reality of true Dhamma, what you see now, it doesn't mean anything. It has no fictional language to say. What do we see? What do we see? What do we hear? It doesn't have the fictional language to say. Can you understand me? Let's support. The Buddha taught, everything on this earth is soulless. It's not an ego. Our true self does not really exist. Everything on this earth is an impermanent because it's really all around. As I told you, the ultimate wisdom in Buddhism, we study only the subject of the mind. Where can I find the mind? The mind is an abstract, cannot be seen. We can feel to the mind by nature. In this talk, let's suppose the life which is still alive is represent of the mind. Let's suppose in this talk, the life which is still alive, the life which is still alive is represent of the mind. The mind is the life. The life is the mind. Where can I find the mind? Where can I find the life? Can you understand me? It's just a fictional language to say, in reality, the word mind or life, it does not really exist. It was created by me for understanding in this talk. Can you understand me? In this talk, you must believe temporarily for understanding each other. This is our true self. This is our true self. Our true self consists of two things. The first thing is this body. This body. The second thing is the mind. The mind lives in this body. Can you understand me? Our true self consists of two things. The first thing is this body. The second thing is the mind. The mind lives in this body. Can you understand me? When we die, this body will die. When we die, this body will die. But the mind won't die. The mind will reborn again with a new body. The mind will reborn again with a new body. Can you understand me? The Buddha taught, when we die and reborn again, we born again with a new body. Our new body, it may not be a human. It may be devil, may be animal, or may be born in hell. But if we are lucky back to be born again as a human, we may be crippled, such as be deaf and dumb, be a blind man, be a madman, etc. Although we born again as normal person, we will find food hunger. The Buddha taught food hunger is the most suffering disease. Food hunger is incurable disease because food hunger is the most suffering disease. If there's food, if there's no food to eat, if there's no food to eat, we will die. Food hunger is incurable disease. Food hunger is incurable disease. Can you understand me? And of course, you must find a losing of something you love, such as your father and mother die, son and daughter die. And you may be losing of your property, such as losing a car, losing a house, or losing a land. Can you understand me? You know, no matter how many times we born again, we must find and suffer from many losing, as I mentioned before. Can you understand me? No matter how many times we born again, we must find and losing. We must find suffering, as I mentioned before. Can you understand me? When we die, this body will die, but the mind will be reborn again with a new body. Our new body, it may not be a human, it may be an animal, maybe devil, or may be born in hell. People who consider alone, as I said over and over again, they will afraid of death and reincarnation and don't want to be born anymore. Finally, they decided to attain nirvana in this life. How to attain nirvana? It's very simple. Listening with concentration is the right practice. Don't make meditation and mindfulness training categorically. Can you understand me? The Buddhism cannot. The Buddhism cannot solve life problem. The Buddhism cannot solve life problem because our full self does not really exist. The Buddhism cannot help life problem because our full self does not really exist. Everything on this earth is soulless. It's not an ego. What you see now, it doesn't mean anything. But in this talk, please believe, this is our true self, this is body, temporary understanding communication. Can you understand me? What you see now, it doesn't mean anything. I show you. The Buddhism cannot solve life problem. The Buddhism cannot solve life problem because our true self does not really exist. I show you. The life which is still alive is represent of the mind. So the mind is the life. The mind or life cannot be controlled. You know, when we die, when we die, and we born again, and then when we die and we born again, this is the cycle of death and reincarnation. When we die and we born again, and then we die and reborn again, and then we die and reborn again. This is the cycle of death and reincarnation. Can you understand me? The cycle of death and reincarnation can stop. That is, you must attain nirvana in this life. The cycle of death and reincarnation can stop. That is, you must attain nirvana in this life. Can you understand me? Achieving nirvana is the end of all suffering because there is no cause to be born anymore. You know, I say, what does the Buddha teach? The Buddha taught people attain nirvana in this life, nothing more to study than this. Can you understand me? No matter how many times we born again, we must fight and suffer from many losing, as I mentioned before. Can you understand me? What you see now, it doesn't mean anything. You see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear. But we were taught to believe what you see now is a man. Where can I find the word, this is a man? The word, this is a man, is just the fictional language. We were taught to believe in the meaning of the fictional language. You know, the language we use in everyday life, whether spoken language and written language, It's just a fictional language. In reality, it has no meaning as we understand it. But we were taught to believe in the meaning of the language from birth to death. Until we believe that it's true. The language is words created by humans on this earth for communication, understanding temporarily. Where can I find the meaning of the language? It's in your thought, it's in my thought. The story in this song is very easy to understand. The Buddha taught people attain nirvana and it's right. The Buddhism cannot solve life problem. The Buddhism cannot solve life problem because our true self does not really exist. Everything on this earth is an impermanent because it's deteriorating all the time. What you see now and what you hear now, you see and hear at the same time. You see and hear at the same time. We call Turama in Buddhism. Can you understand me? The Buddha taught people attain nirvana in this flight. It's very easy to understand. As I told you, when we die and reborn again, and then we die and reborn again, and then we die and reborn again, and then we die and reborn again. When we born again, when we reborn again, it may not be a human. It may be an animal, maybe devil, or maybe born in hell. Can you understand me? People who consider along, as I said, they will afraid of death and reincarnation and don't want to be born anymore. And finally, they decided attain nirvana and it's right. Attain nirvana, it doesn't mean practicing. Don't make meditation and mindfulness training categorically. Can you understand me? If you want to attain nirvana, it's right. You have to listen to me only. Because I don't teach you anything. I don't teach you to believe me. But I have to borrow the fictional language to create content and story to talk to you. For understanding about the various ideas or thought process. The various idea or thought process is really true Dhamma. Anger, suffering, depression, and anxiety is really true Dhamma. Can you understand me? Why did I say that? Does it sound strange? Have you ever heard someone say like me before? When you feel suffering, you feel happiness. You feel depression and anxiety. It's mean to Dhamma in Buddhism. The perception through the eyes, ears, nose. The perception through the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. It's really, this is true Dhamma in Buddhism. It's very, very easy to understand. Can you understand me? It's very, this is true Dhamma. The perception through the eye, ears, nose, mouth, tongue, and body. This is true Dhamma in Buddhism. Can you understand me? This is true Dhamma in Buddhism. In this talk, I want you to understand. again and again. The life which is still alive is represent of the mind. So the mind is the life. The mind or life cannot be controlled. Please take a look again. The conclusion in this talk is, no matter how many times we die, this body will die, but the mind will not die. The mind will reincarnation in a new body, which the new body may not be human. It may be an animal, maybe devil, etc. When we die and be born again, then we die and be born again. This is the cycle of death and reincarnation. Achieving nirvana can stop. The cycle of death and reincarnation forever. Achieving nirvana can stop the cycle of death and reincarnation forever. Nirvana is eternal immortality. This is the reason we have to attain nirvana in this life. Please take a look again. The story in this talk is very easy to understand. Can you understand me? Or maybe hardly impossible to understand, because you have never heard someone say like me before. Can you understand me? Don't be afraid of death. Don't be afraid of death. You should be afraid of reincarnation. You should be afraid of death and reincarnation. Don't be afraid of death, because we are exactly die. Can you understand me? The Buddha taught people attain nirvana in this life. Please bear in mind.